All right, welcome to another edition of AEW Dynamite recap. Thanks to our friends with Dirt Sheet Radio. That's going to be me, and that's going to be the boys, or should I say the boy, because joining me is Mr. Caesar.
Hey guys, it is the tag team of Dirt Sheet Radio tonight, doing this like we always do. High five. Yeah.
Five. Tag in, everyone. Come on.
Tag in. Well, wait, we have the rope. Where's the rope? Well, I mean, my headset's got a rope on it, I guess. You have a rope?
I got a rope, yeah. Oh, it's not a rope. It's more like an earbud, but we can use it. All right.
Okay, so you can do tags as long as we have the rope holding. So I'm holding. See, everyone can see it on stream. See, it's a legal tag. It's a legal tag. It's not like Royal Rumble's tag match. You know, with our truth. This is legal tagging.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Well, there we go. This has been a great stream. All right. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah,
right,
good night.
All right. But listen, that was a crazy end to not just the stream, but a crazy end to Dynamite as a whole. Because
did it seem like it went by pretty quickly? Like actually at a steady pace?
It felt like it flowed beautifully, and
like I all of a sudden looked at the clock and I was looking at the clock. I'm like, wait a sec, something feels weird. And I was eating dinner and I looked at my phone and I was like, we're already at 6, or I guess 9 o'clock for you guys. And I was like, did I miss something? Like, what's going on? It's already going pretty steady. That's kind of different, but I'm digging it. Like that ending.
It was smooth, and honestly, this takes me back, bro. I was a WCW kid growing up, and one of the biggest things was those moments where you'd have like all the fake Sting army, and this felt like a best of, because then all of a sudden from behind, from not even just from behind, but like from the rafters.
Do you got that picture? Do you have that picture by chance? That was amazing.
The like, rafter shot.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
The only thing I have to say that, if you can call it really like a nitpick, is like I thought he was gonna come like swinging down, not just dropping down. Because there were pictures I saw where he would like come like down from the rafters, but this one he just dropped straight down. Like both would be awesome no matter what, but it was just so like, dare we say, final boss kind of vibe. Just drops in, he's like about to do some work on you assholes.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of final boss, dude, like the way he just picked up that other baseball bat and just started dual wielding them, taking on the Jackson 2. Ooh,
Jackson 2? Don't say that. It's the AVPs. We're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get fined. John's gonna get in shit. He's gonna get an email to cease and desist.
John, we're sorry.
Oh God, John just sent me a DM. He said we're canceled. Okay, good job.
That's the end of the line for us. We finished it.
Hello.
But yeah, Sting taking his sweet time, allowing Darby and Ric Flair to just get beaten up.
Dude, I was so stoked when Ric Flair thumbed what's his face in the eye, because he's like winding up and then he just chucks the bat down. Just pop. It's just like classic Flair. Like it's just,
oh, absolutely. Can we appreciate too that it was another one of those things where like another callback, just like how this was a whole bunch of like Sting callbacks. This was kind of like a Flair callback in a way too, where the Horsemen just would constantly jump Dusty and Sting.
I know, right? I thought it was pretty cool. The in our group chat, that one shot when they went into the room with all the baseball bats, I actually half expected when he did his intro to be in Joker Sting form, but with the crow arrow Sting. I mean, that was epic. Like that, as you get that facial expression, that's a meme right there in itself.
That's the face the Jackson mother can love.
when that smell comes in the room and you're like, okay, who did it? That's the polite version we'll use on stream. There's worse I could use.
But no, I saw what you were saying, because I saw that, because I felt that like you were ahead of me on the stream too. So in the group, you said that, and I was like, oh man, is that what's gonna happen? But then I was like, oh man, is that what's gonna happen? So
remember, up here in Canada, we have it behind.
Yeah, so and I was just like, ooh. I felt like a perfect opportunity for Joker Sting. But again, this is best of Sting. There's still time.
I honestly was expecting like when they had like the baseball bat swinging, I was expecting like even just like a Sting laugh just to throw in the eeriness.
I was also picturing like the way they angled the camera that like Sting was gonna appear like behind one of them in the mirror.
Oh, you mean like kind of like a split second hallucination? Oh my God, I can't even English. No, that was the one that really did catch me off guard in the whole segment was when they were going to the ring and they were pointing out all the Sting fans. My part of me was thinking that one of them was gonna be Sting off the top, but then all of a sudden, pops off the mask, it's Darby, and Darby starts swinging. That was cool to see. So they
Oh yeah.
at least they didn't just have like, okay, here's Sting and Darby come down the ramp and start having a fight. No, they actually did some stuff. They gave him some time. I mean, it was at the end of the show, but hey, that
What a way
was
to
Sting's.
cap off Sting's final Dynamite, one of the most hype.
Now,
Oh, Tony Schiavone too. He like almost cracked his whole voice just going as hard and loud as he did. He was just like,
now,
Sting!
oh, how much do you want to bet he's right now texting his wife because he can't even talk?
Lois, help.
I mean, do you blame him? Like you said, it is Sting's last, I should say, televised episode going
Randy,
forward.
hello.
Um, so I think I asked in the group chat about this. I don't know if anyone actually responded to it. Do we know if we're doing a watch along on the weekend? I didn't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
We'll figure that out.
Okay, because I had a thing I want to throw out there in regards to the final match about the ending of how it's gonna go.
Yes.
I'm curious what you think is gonna happen in that match. Are we taking the obvious route? Are we taking a different route? What do you think?
When it comes, okay, so my thought is Sting's old school guy. He's gonna, lay down, put the Jacksons over. But my other thought process now is the way they're building this up. It almost feels like Sting's going to be going out on top in a way because of the fact that like they've been taunting and trying to harm and fine everyone across the AEW roster. That almost like it's to that point where like you want to see the EVPs get their comeuppance here.
Because if I'm not mistaken, isn't a tornado match also a no DQ match?
Yep, no disqualification, and they have upset a lot of people.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like it's gonna be some nasty shit going down. But the other question is, do we see like you said, do we see the Sting and Darby tag team taking the loss, or do we see, like you said, them getting the dub and then something going on forward to determine new tag champs?
Yeah, because honestly, like that's the big kind of the wrench that they throw in there that destroys the whole gear shift. Basically, is just the fact that you have potentially Sting and Darby continue to hold on to the tag team titles, right? And then you have them just basically going out on top, because if anyone deserves that, it's Sting, someone that's been so universally loved and appreciated for decades in a business where that is not true for a lot of people.
Yeah. Do you remember when he debuted? That was something. Like I won't lie, like I was watching it and I was like, okay, there's Cody Rhodes, there's Darby, all those guys like in the ring, and I'm like, okay, the screen went black. I'm like, okay, there's snow in the background. Cool. It's a screenshot of snow. It's a Winter's Coming pay-per-view or episode. Big deal. And then he walks out. I literally like I was my jaw dropped for like a good 2 minutes. I was like, is this really happening?
Yeah, that was something. And Marcus in the chat says Raptors should have been at the pay-per-view, not wasted tonight. I mean, you had to have something really big to kind of top off Sting's last match, I feel. And if you're going to, go that route, this is what they used to do all the time, in Nitro.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a couple Nitros here and there.
Yeah, and quite frankly speaking, too, this was probably one of the most hyped things that they could have done, and especially not to cast a dark cloud, so to speak, but just the fact that we're in a post Owen Hart world. It was crazy that they even still did that 25 years later.
I know. I was watching and I was like, man, could you imagine if like a wire snapped in his like body, like he like goes like, oh crap, I got stuck in like kind of swing side to side.
My one thought process was also just Marcus says come up through the. I think that would be pretty interesting. And again, they could always do that
as long as it ties into the Sting character. Look at this guys, John Scudero, like.
Yeah, again, like that was a great way to cap it off and drawing a lot of hype, because I agree with you, Marcus, that coming up through the ring was always an iconic Sting moment. I actually was I've been binge watching some of the old Nitro episodes and just seeing Sting come up through the ring, and it wasn't even the real Sting, but the fact that like they had like Hogan and Bischoff like demeaning him until the real Sting descended from the rafters from behind. That was great.
So 2 things before we get into the actual show. One, if I'm not mistaken, isn't there someone another wrestling promotion that's showing like a bunch of like his best of matches right now? I think
And anyone
somebody
that's got
shared it.
access to like clips and whatnot, like New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think
That's the one. I think
announced that they have. I think they said that they have some unseen, never before shown footage.
first time ever.
Yeah, so that
Now,
I really hype for that.
okay, now secondly, before we get into the nitty gritty, so I was thinking about it in the past little while. Let's look at the belts here, okay? We have like all these amazing belts. We've got the World Championship, the International, formerly the whatever it was before. Let's say that the Women's Championship and the TNT or whatever they call it this week, right?
Yeah.
What have they all gone through in the past few years? A change. What has the AEW Tag Team Championships not done? Had a change. So what if this is a way to retire those belts and make new ones? Or a new version of them? No?
Okay.
Maybe?
I
Like, I'm
mean,
not talking like a whole overhaul of the look. Like, even just like maybe a slightly different kind of the plate or maybe more plates. Change the color. I don't know.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
At the same time, hearing big changes with championship titles on a grand spectrum, especially since we've just been talking about Monday Nitro, scares me as someone who grew up during the Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff reboot era.
Woo!
So I got a little bit of PTSD from that.
No, but you get what I'm saying. At least is what I'm trying to say. At least you understand it. But like I said, like, do they retire those belts specifically to those two and say, here's a consolation prize, and then make a new set of the same belts? Like, that's
That,
what I'm wondering.
or I could see them just capping off this run, call it a day, right off into the sunset as a champion. And then either, like you said, kind of like revamping the titles or just keeping the same design, just, remove nameplate and whatnot and doing like a grand like tournament or whatnot. Because it's like, if you're going to follow Sting and Darby and their run and their undefeated tag team ride, like, you have to make sure that it's going to be something huge. So I could see them doing some sort of like a big tag team tournament or whatnot. And I feel like that really applies too to Sting's background in those old Turner shows, because they always did a lot of tag team wrestling, especially like tournaments and whatnot. Oh gosh, I'm thinking like back the 80s with the Crockett Cup.
Oh God, do we have to start this? I know
The,
so much,
the Con
but
Cup.
the Con. Oh my God, and we're canceled. Okay, let's get back to the show, shall we?
All right, back to the show. Let's go right up to the top of it, shall we? We have.
Oh my God, this promo actually made my jaw drop. It was how it went, but I want to see what you got on this one.
Making a special announcement.
He announced that he's not looking good.
We appreciate too, like Cowboy Shiznits is just the fact that it's like one boot that's inside the pant leg and the other's outside.
Yeah, I just love how every time he comes to the ring, they put a different subtitle above his name. I love that. It's
different lower third every time. That's one of my favorite things.
I hope they always. What do you think? Do you think Hangman's picking them? You think so, or is someone picking them for him? I wonder.
He has to be picking them. I remember too. He was the when a certain global incident was going on a couple years back, and he was the ultimate social distance champion, and he was also the man who would constantly have hand sanitizer around and would say things like that.
Oh God, I don't miss those days at all.
So yeah, during the segment, Hangman Adam Page was going to make a huge announcement, and during this announcement, whose house?
Swerve's house. Dude, did you see that guy in the video doing it super hard? Did you see that?
Oh, there was a guy in the audience when they were panning to the camera. Like, he was just I thought he was going to fly away.
We don't have a video, guys, but if you go back and watch the segment, like, this guy just like he's just going for it. I'm like, bro, you wanna
respect that. Like, can you imagine? Like, he has to call in for work now just because he hurt his shoulders doing that.
What happened? No, did you imagine? Why did you hurt yourself? I went to Dynamite, and you hear his boss, whose house? That'd be so good.
Who's
Holy shit! No, this promo was actually something. How it went from Hangman, Hangman saying like, "Listen, guys, I'm sorry, I can't do this," to Swerve coming out and saying it's nothing personal, but we've had our matches, and then Joe comes out and starts dropping heat. saying that he's
Yeah.
like, I don't care who's with me. It's gonna be both of you, and I'm gonna take out both of you.
No, bro, that was like the big thing. It was like, you have someone like Hangman starting, and Hangman can cut a real good promo. I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
throw any shade at him for that, but then you
Mm-mm.
have someone who is just phenomenal on the mic and Swerve come out and
Mm-hmm.
basically say everything that he needs to there, and just the aspects of I broke into your house. Yes, that may have happened, but we went to war. We've been through fire and brimstone. We have just gone to literal battle and combat over the years and so many different and crazy matches. And then you have a microphone master in Samoa Joe come out, and that was fun. That was great.
I just
I
love I don't have it written down, but it's something like, why don't you go back to commentary, Joe, or something like that. I was like, oh, that was savage. So
yeah,
um
I man, it's been such a fun, crazy show. Like just like the opening up to with Samoa Joe, just again like he's a mic master, and then Hangman knowing for a fact that these guys were going to come out. Because if you think about it, logically speaking, like okay, he was getting ready to announce that he's withdrawing from the pay per view because he's too hurt. What would happen if Swerve and Samoa Joe didn't take the bait and didn't come out?
or what if Swerve didn't show up and just Joe did?
I ponder some aspects of logic in pro wrestling, and I know we're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, God forbid, we gotta play within the lines, or in this case, within the ropes.
Exactly. And within the ropes here, I allow it though for the sake that fun stuff such as this happens. Like just the fact that he's able to jump him from behind with the crutches, it's just absolutely phenomenal.
And whenever I see people with like one crutch, I don't get it, because when I was growing up and if I hurt myself, I was given two crutches. So seeing one crutch just looks weird to me.
Yeah, especially when you don't have a boot on.
It's a
He just
boot
has
time.
cowboy boots.
I'm sorry if you guys don't know I'm Canadian, so it's even funnier.
Canadian, eh?
I'm not being a racist or an asshole. Well, maybe an asshole, but not a racist. So since this is the go home episode, I want to ask this question right now. Going into this weekend's pay-per-view, yes, pay-per-view, guys. Remember, pay-per-view.
It's not a
We got
premium
Paige,
live
we got
event?
Swerve. Yeah, shut up. we got Paige, we got Swerve, we got Joe. Nick, what do you think? Are we getting swerved? Are we getting the get out, erase that shit? You're canceled. John, get him off the show. I'll do it by myself. No, but like if you were looking at like you're thinking, wow. I hope you
My
plug
show
in your
now.
phone. I hope you plug in your phone later and it doesn't charge.
Oh,
I can say
I
one
hope
worse.
your pillow is warm when you sleep tonight.
It probably will be actually, knowing my room.
That was too far.
No, I could have said one worse, but I'm not going to say it. It's profoundly bad. But anyways, no.
Oh,
If you could take a shot at who you think's going to win this weekend, Joe, Swerve, Paige,
oh man.
thoughts? I kind of want to see Swerve go over out of the three of them. But
Yeah.
if Joe wins, Joe wins. But if Swerve goes over, the crowd's going to blow up so hard.
Yeah. No.
Right? It's hard to pick.
Exactly, because again, you got like three top guys, and the fact too that you could realistically see any of these three winning. Again, I've been saying this in our chats, I've been saying this on past episodes, I've said on the podcast. Again, this whole main event storyline feels like a WWF year of 2000 type of
Oh, oof.
like,
Okay, that comparison.
hey, listen, that 2000 was a great year for WWF.
Remember the video packages they would play throughout like the nights, like hyping up the events?
Those were fire.
You're like like your friends, your parents be like, I need to watch that. Someone give me like the like $50 to watch that pay-per-view on the Sunday. And then you sit there and like in front of your TV, eyes wider than wide. Just...
Bro, I flash back now to Stone Cold and The Rock just like hockey fighting each other while My Way by Limp Bizkit's playing.
Yeah. Oh my god. I almost want to go find these right now and watch them for like 3 hours straight on top of each other.
Sorry, so that's going to be the plan for after this show.
just literally 3 different windows every pay-per-view at the same time. Just line them up properly. 35 second, 35 second, 35.
To go back and actually answer the question, I'm gonna say Samoa Joe retains the title. Hangman and Swerve are gonna continue their rivalry onwards by costing each other. I'm not sure who would take the pin. I'd say
I think Hangman would.
Yeah, because they're already running the aspect that it's not that he completely faked his injury. They're trying to run with the story that he is still hurt, but just not as bad to take him out of that match itself.
So basically, you're saying that like this will be like part 1, we'll call it, with the 3 of them kind of thing, or
I don't know if it'll necessarily be part 1 with the 3 of them, but this is definitely going to be another catalyst to maintain Hangman and Swerve feuding. Because again, I'm seeing them as 100% being like the AEW version of Austin and Rock. 100%.
Ooh, that's a big one. I mean, I can see it too, but that's a big one.
I'm gonna Babe Ruth this. I'm gonna call my shot right now.
Canceled.
How would I get canceled for that?
I'm just saying, someone would be like, he's canceled.
Oh, sorry everyone. Sorry, family of Babe Ruth.
No, I mean, someone would be like, he didn't say the right name. Let's cancel him. He didn't say Swerve. He's gonna cancel. I was like,
whose house, Babe Ruth's? But
Samoa Joe
100% see Hangman and Swerve going the distance. Swerve's gonna absolutely become the champion eventually, and maybe they do rerun this as a trios rematch. But Swerve and Joe, they kind of hinted to this if Hangman was to pull out, as how much of a banger that would be. And quite frankly, Swerve brought up some valid points. You know, he left a cruiserweight division, went from unemployed to now just being completely undeniable.
So basically what you're saying is like, the way we look at it is like, Joe wins, that's money. Swerve, win or loss, it's money. And then Hangman, it's like, it's Hangman.
I don't want to say that in a way where it makes me come off that I don't like the Hangman, because I do.
Oh, I like all 3 of them. That's why I'm saying it's hard to pick.
Exactly. That's the thing. And I feel like because of the fact of the story that they were running with Hangman landing badly on his ankle and still going as hurt, I think he's going to be the one that definitely takes the pinfall.
You know when we can find out this happening is this Sunday, live on pay-per-view.
Live premium live event.
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on YouTube.
Ooh, sponsored.
Could you imagine if that's how it went? That'd be crazy.
Oh, can you imagine if they did sponsor us to promote that?
Oh, could you imagine if we got any sponsorship right now? It'd be sweet.
Solid sponsors. Caesar, I must ask your pick.
Oh, for the same match? I already said. I thought you heard me.
I probably did not. I was thinking.
No, you didn't. It's all good. No, honestly, all 3 of them are gonna be all 3 of them are gonna be in a good spot, no matter what they do and how it goes. But if I could pick, I would love to see Swerve go over. Right, I know, like you said, you've brought up your points. If Joe does this, it's this. Swerve does this, and Hangman does this. I would love to see how Swerve goes over. But I do see your idea being the 3 of them going down the road as another match. Maybe not at the next pay-per-view. Maybe in like 3 pay-per-views. Hell, maybe at Wembley. I mean,
revisit.
You never know. This is a crazy one. Hell, we could have Joe lose to Swerve, and maybe in like 6 months, it's Swerve and Ospreay. I don't know if that's ever been done, but that'd be.
This kind of makes me think now of like, do you remember in like 2002 they had the SmackDown 6?
Sort of.
Yeah, so they had like the group of like Angle, Mysterio, Benoit, Chavo, Eddie, and Edge. And those 6 guys, you could put any combination of them in the ring together, be it a tag match, be it a singles match, be a triple threat, etc. And they would just put on banger after banger. And I feel like these 3 guys are going to be in like we'll call it the Elite 6 or something, or we'll have like an Elite 8, since they have a lot of great talents now, especially ones that are just signed.
I was gonna say there's no way in hell you can have just 3 people. It's like 6 right now.
Oh yeah, I could easily see that being a group right here for that very thing. But moving on,
you want us to know an elite trio or an elite 6? We got BCC, FTR, and Eddie Kingston.
Yeah,
that was something.
Right before then, though, we have the EVPs that will be very upset if we ignore.
Say their name properly.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
They might be watching us.
Matthew Nicholas. I'm sorry, but I
Don't
completely
sue us
forgot
yet.
all about their meeting with the Nate until Tony Schiavone and Excalibur brought it up.
You forgot about that?
I did.
Oh yeah, you had your things. That's why you were busy. Never mind. That makes sense. If you know, you know. No, yeah, they had the meeting and discussed things, and in this episode, they just were on the big hunt for Sting. Wait till the end to find out where he was.
It's something that we totally did not just talk about.
No, haven't talked about once yet.
All right, but now we get to there.
Yeah,
Woohoo! The Black
that
Combat
ending. I don't know how to process it, but yeah, we had the trios match. We had the BCC, like you said, Eddie Kingston, FTR. Was it against 7-star FTR, right? 7-star? What do they call themselves?
7-star FTR.
Daddy Meltzer. No, I'm kidding. There's a lot of interesting spots in that match.
I just want to say, and I wrote this very early on my notes, is just
in
the
your
fact
notes
that referee Paul Turner
getting
such a migraine from having to deal with these guys and trying to control the ring.
Dude, that pissed me off because, like I said on our chat, I'll say here to the folks that are watching us, thank you for watching us. Where was the 5 count? Where was the 10 count? Where was the count?
It's all
like I'm not an expert in tag matches or anything in general, but like when you tag your partner out of any team you're on, isn't it like a 5 count? Like that's what I thought was kind of weird because I was like sitting there like I heard the tag, and then usually hear 1, 2, and that was it. There wasn't anything else.
Bro,
and at one point, I was trying to process who the hell was actually the legal opponents.
Honestly, yeah, bro, that was one of the things too. I didn't even have any like other notes when it came down to the match apart from one thing. I just put stuff is crazy in all caps because the ref Paul Turner was losing control. But my favorite part about the match was just the fact that FTR keeps trying to get Eddie Kingston to pin Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
But alas,
chop.
Yeah, that was another fun moment. There was a lot of fun stuff in this match. But yeah, the match ends. Danielson got Kingston caught in a submission, and Kingston passed out. He didn't tap out, but he didn't pass out.
So do you think that that's a precursor to what's going to happen this Sunday on pay-per-view, that Eddie's going to lose? Or do you think that
not PLE?
Not PLE. Wrong, that's a different company. But do you think that Eddie's going to lose this weekend? Or do you think Kingston's going to win?
Eddie Kingston Eddie. I think he's going to take it. I think he's
the same person.
Kingston Eddie. Allegedly.
Can you say Kingston Eddie?
Eddie Kingston Eddie.
What? No, I personally, if I had to be like straight up about it, Brian, I almost said 2 names at the same time. Holy crap. Brian doesn't need it, I'd say. Like if he wins, cool. Like all the power to him, but what does that do for Eddie? Not much.
No, exactly. And
but if Eddie pins the dragon. The dragon
that's been disrespecting him, disregarding him, just casting Eddie aside like garbage.
Like a bag of trash.
Calling him the king of the bums. Like,
dude, do you remember like I think it was like just after pandemic ended, or sorry, global pandemic. Do you remember when global incident, that's what you said. When like Eddie, Penta, and Alex were like a little trio or like a little faction for a little bit, like they were like always hanging out and shit. Those promos were actually pretty bitchin' to watch. Cause like it just sounded like Eddie was in a real hype mood. Right. And he's like, give me a live microphone. I want to see some shit. Like it was really cool.
Eddie Kingston, just I like him in just a lot of different areas. I remember too, he also was hanging out with Butcher and Blade until he saved Moxley.
Dude, I feel like Eddie's so like with the crowd, but he's just like, because you hear when he goes to his promos and everything, he's just like, he just goes out to the ring and does his thing, and now he can flex the 3 belts, beautiful belts Eddie, too,
Triple Crown. Oh, absolutely. And we have following this, what was following this? I gotta check the notes here. Lionheart, Chris Jericho having a little promo talking about the history he has with Atlantis, and specifically his 30-year friendship, his partnership from back in the day when he was wrestling in Mexico. And Corazon de Leon.
That's Spanish.
Could we appreciate? I want everyone to get ready for this moment that I'm about to discuss right here, right now.
Do it.
Chris Jericho made one of the greatest pro wrestling references of all time. Are you ready for this? I hope you watching this. Are you ready for this? He mentioned, cannot be denied, El Dandy.
There we go.
It's been said. Who are we to ever doubt El Dandy?
It's been said.
So moving on. There's not much to say about that. Will Ospreay, All Elite, bruv. There
dude,
we go. It finally happened.
I hope so. Two things. One, I hope when he is officially like past Revolution, I hope he gets back with United Empire, like the two of them that are on this side, Aussie Open. Because oi. No, anyways, no, like it's like the three of them. Whenever I used to watch their matches when they were in Japan, it was so cool to watch because like, you know, Kyle Fletcher's the young kid, Mark Davis is the bigger, like
the big boy,
brute kind of guy, big boy. And then Will Ospreay's the guy who's in between. Like they had all three parts that were really good as a trio.
Right.
Trio champs? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not denying it or supporting it. But he, you know, it is what it is, right? So
exactly. That United Empire cannot be defeated. You cannot stop them. And hey, who knows when Davis is recuperated? It'll probably help him too to be in a trios match, and he won't have to, constantly get brutalized and brutalize himself doing crazy stuff.
What the hell actually happened? Because like I never heard anything, and then all of a sudden, you just out of the blue just hear, "Oh, Davis is gone for a bit." Like I never heard actually what happened, or am I just a completely oblivious moron?
It was either a wrist or forearm injury, I believe, on that during the match that Aussie Open had against FTR.
Ooh.
So he got taken out, but unfortunately, another bad incident happened where Will Ospreay lost his bags, but he's all good. He came out.
No, did you hear the quote he said?
What
that Will Ospreay said? Did you catch it or no?
Let me know what it is.
It's when he said, "I look like Kermit the Frog on leg day," and I was like, "Yeah, that's the greatest thing ever."
Here comes Kermit.
I can't do it. That needs to be a damn t-shirt. Look like Kermit the Frog on leg day. That is great.
I love Don Callis' family. Say his name and he appears. It's just like Joe Hendry. Am I right?
Does not Will Ospreay? Does Hobbs own a t-shirt? Like seriously?
No shirt, only bulk.
He goes through like airport security. It's just jeans and boxers.
But that's the thing is, okay, so Don Callis referenced my Chicago Bulls, and I was so happy to hear about Michael Jordan and no tipping Pippen.
Ooh.
Calling you out, Scottie Pippen, and start leaving tips whenever you go to a restaurant.
Shows up on our stream. I heard you talking shit about me, boy. It's like
if Scottie Pippen shows up on Dirt Sheet Radio, I'm going to be very impressed, and I would give Scottie Pippen an apology.
Someone want to tweet Scottie Pippen for us? Leave that to happen.
Let's bring it in.
Oh no, that's that moment in the ring.
That will be a Dirt Sheet Radio Premium live event.
Oh, Neek versus Scottie Pippen. Golf.
I'm gonna lose that. I will...
No, but like 9 holes, like mini putt, I'd watch.
Okay, like mini putt. Okay, I have a little bit of a chance, or like we go to like Top Golf and like I'll accidentally get a lot of points.
See, what would happen is like every time you even get the ball in, I'd lose my shit. Besides, you start screaming like you just won the lottery. Why?
I appreciate.
No point.
Breaking news: this is happening. Neek versus Scottie Pippen. We'll see you there.
Live on pay-per-view.
Premium live event.
We got to put it all at like 10:30 in the morning Pacific time, like 1 in the afternoon Eastern. So when it finishes at like 12 in the afternoon, it'll be in time for like the lunchtime sports thing. So people look at the news about it. It'll just be like the post will be like Neek hole in one against Pippen. That'll be the headline.
Hole in one. I completely support that.
Oh hell yeah, I do too. I'll get Neek shirts made too and everything. They'll be cheaply made.
Oh,
They'll
thank
just be
you.
like duct tape. Duct
Chat, let
tape.
us know if you're ready for the duct tape Neek shirts when I take on Scottie Pippen in golf.
It'll just be a giant N.
Now, speaking of people named Nick, Nick Wayne.
Dude, what's with his face?
I know. I love
It looks like he borrowed his mom's like bronzer
shirt.
or some shit. I'm sorry, I had to get that out there before you started your thing. But go on, I'll let you finish.
Christian Cage, the patriarchy at ringside. They got taken out. The referee actually doing his job and knowing what to do.
You know, no, let's just say it right now. We're glad. Who was the referee again? Bryce Remsburg.
Bryce
right?
Remsburg. He's getting better at this. He's the one that always consistently throws them out.
I think it's not. He didn't throw him out because of the match. He threw him out because Mother Wayne was late from her break at Olive Garden. Had to be said. That's why she gets thrown out. Looks at his watch and goes, "Okay, get out."
Rest in peace, Virgil.
Oh, yeah, I saw that and I was like, "Holy crap!"
This was actually the same match that Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Taz wished well to Ole Anderson and Virgil's families and friends during this time.
That's crazy. We got two in like the same week, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Or a couple days even.
Yeah. So
that is pretty heavy. Yeah.
Going to something more positive, I kind of started to mention this a little earlier, but I forgot how much I enjoyed Nick Wayne's Contron presentation. I love his like music and his like, little video package.
I like the fact that they're giving him more time to actually wrestle rather than just being like Christian's kid. Because it sucks when he's just like, oh, I'm gonna run to the ring and clock somebody and leave. It's like it's cooler when he actually gets a second to flourish. Like, you know what I mean? Like it
flourishing. Did you see that moment where like Orange tries to slothily roll outside the ring and he just runs and flips on over there?
Oh my god, there were like, I'm not gonna say this is like match of the year kind of thing, but I'm just gonna say that like in regards to like Nick's matches so far in the company, pretty good. They actually had some time to dance, so that's good.
No, absolutely. And speaking of time, they maximized the match here when it came
20?
down to getting as many people involved as possible. Because you
I know.
kicked out the patriarchy, and then good old Tave and Benny start to
Woo!
run in. Best friends Trent Locks and Rocky Romero jump in and stop that.
Where's Chucky T?
When Nick Wayne tries to cheat, out comes Daniel Garcia and Daddy Magic. And
I didn't see Daddy Magic. That's how my eyes were broken.
He was there. He didn't. Daniel Garcia was the one that actually stopped him, but when Garcia was going back up the ramp, Daddy Magic was backing him up.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I was having dinner, so there's parts of the episode that kind of got distracting, but didn't get my Olive Garden, so I'm kind of pissed.
I apologize, but don't forget, Orange Punch ends it, and then Roddy Strong attacks Orange Cassidy to end that. And again, holy mother of interwoven storytelling, they got everyone involved that they could.
I'm sorry, but he needs to shave that thing on his face. Roderick.
Roddy.
Yeah. Next drawing, like
you're not rocking the Roddy stash.
Didn't he like trip as he jumped through the ropes when he went to the ring?
That was probably something I missed. I did not notice that.
When I looked up, I was watching, and like he didn't just climb through. Like you know how superstars look when they climb into the ring. Like they do like a certain kind of like launch off the ropes into the ring or like slide through the ropes. And I think he did like a bit of like a, I don't know. It looks like he got caught up in the rope for like a split second, but tried to recover and act all like nonchalant, like like this. Like I got this. I don't know. I don't go me. I could be wrong. We both could be wrong. We're experts at knowing what we know. That's it. That's all we know. But no, like this, I don't know. I don't know. Nick Wayne's getting better, that's for sure, and it's really cool to see him actually being featured in more and more matches.
No, absolutely. And
actual matches.
We end that moment where Roddy and Mike Bennett and Matt Taven were all vulnerable and at ringside, having already been battle damaged. With the Bang Bang Scissor Gang backstage, 6 guys that have something to prove against those guys in the ring, who again are right there.
But they'll never do it.
They didn't even make an effort. They could have all 6 stormed out, did whatever they needed to. Again, it's not like they weren't throwing everyone in that they possibly could have here, but That didn't happen. He didn't want anything with the Undisputed.
Me, I don't know. I don't want to be this guy and be like, let's just win another pay-per-view and give them a match. Like they need to do a match. And for the love of God, don't put it on what's it called? Don't put it on Collision. Put it on a pay-per-view and not a pre-show.
Well, get ready because Austin Gunn and the Acclaimed are going to have a match on Collision.
No, I mean like the 6 or the 5 of them. Don't put that. Yeah. Well, no, Daddy Ass might take a backseat and just chill because 12 man's too much.
He looked great on the 12 they did with Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Dark Order.
People.
Satnam Singh, of course.
Oh, dude, Satnam Singh.
Hearing him talk, I just feel like I'm just hearing like a voice echoing from beyond the mountains.
What was that?
He's here.
You guys catch that? What the hell was that?
Following that, we had Sky Blue and Stat. This was the rubber match. This was they're each 1-1. This was the tiebreaker round. What is we had Sky Blue coming out, who say she's from Chicago, but in reality she's from Schaumburg. But I'm not going to say anything about that because everyone from Illinois is apparently from Chicago.
Chicago!
Yeah.
And that's Julia Hart.
And then we had Stat, and I just love the way that Stokely looks in this.
That's a meme right there.
But so Willow calls him Stooley, and Stooley, he brought out a chain that didn't jingle at all on his way like to the ring, but then all of a sudden he just like pulled that out of nowhere, like the bag of holding, and was getting ready to throw that in there because he loves cheating, but the faces are faces and don't want to do that. So they say no chain. But upon the distraction, Miss Julia Hart takes that TBS championship right smack to Statlander's face. Boom. 1, 2, 3, match done.
That belt hit looked a little stiff, like as if she was like hesitant. Wouldn't you say?
I would agree with that. Julia, I know, doesn't want to bonk too hard the face of Statlander, but I feel like Statlander too would probably be like, nah, it's fine. Hit me.
Well, even if she throws up her hands, to like protect herself, but like it feels like Julia could have easily just like sort of like walked up to her and like sort of like collided the belt with her face and then skipped out of the ropes or through the ropes and out of the ring.
Face meets gold.
Face meets done.
Yeah, but I enjoyed the match for what it was, and again, like we mentioned at the very start of the show, like the show was flowing really well, and
which is great.
Yeah, this match in particular, like it felt like it was in a good spot on the card.
What did they give them, like 10 minutes at least?
Oh yeah, definitely. And
there was no way in hell that was a short match.
And I gotta say too, like it was smooth as well, because we've seen matches where it fell apart on both Sky Blue and Statlander, and for no fault of their own. But it was really nice to be able to have a real good quality women's match on this go home show.
Yeah, and when you get when you get one of those matches from women and it's a solid match, you just want to just be like, let's have a moment here to show them some love.
No, exactly.
It's awesome. Instead of just instead of some superstars, get the shot. I love how Rick Knox is like, I'm gonna reach down and grab her hand, and where's her hand? Oh, there it is.
All right.
It's like he's lost reaching for it.
Speaking of,
she's not that short. She's not that short.
Speaking of someone who was lost, I'm just gonna pop this up right now. This match, it was, for what it was fine. It was a great nostalgic showcase. Corazon de Leon versus Atlantis Jr., the brother of Bahia de Atlantis. Atlantis Sr. coming ringside, has the towel ready to go. I feel like anytime you see a manager that doesn't consistently have a towel with them, for a fact that's going to get thrown in one way or another. We appreciate too Taz lovingly saying that he's not a fan of second generation wrestling.
Oh my god, the hypocrisy.
And I love too at the very end, Taz is just like, Atlantis Senior's doing things Taz would never do.
Oh my god. No, I'm not familiar with Atlantis. Didn't someone say Atlani? I know that it's some like fancy pronunciation. I could have swore someone did just to beat those guys, but awesome shot by the way.
just to be those silly dudes. Yeah, I love the Lionheart entrance, and anytime they get to license any real good quality music.
I feel like Tony's got it on the ready, but only brings it out and then pays for it, we'll call it, when he needs to use it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and this definitely felt like a major show because we had some good quality wrestling on here. Again, it flowed perfectly, and all in all, like this, in addition to the Sting repelling down from the heavens,
Yeah.
it felt like a huge deal. I enjoyed this coming from Dynamite.
See, now this is going to be like a quick, like 30 seconds of me history, so to speak.
Mm.
Growing up, I was the guy who like I knew a lot about WWE and I knew a little bit like a little bit about WCW, and then I knew there was like stuff on the outside of like the bubble, and then within the past like 7 years, probably now, I've learned about like AEW, ROH, or actually I knew about Impact before, and all this stuff. So it's cool. And then as soon as we've gotten into like the AAA or AAA, we call it, CMLL, MLW, all these different companies, it's cool to see these new talents they're bringing in, even if you don't know who they are, like on like a historic basis. It's just really cool to see some of them go. Like what was it last one? Masca Dorada, Mascara Dorada, and Hechicero. I still don't know what the hell Hechicero does. Like the fact that match was nuts how he was performing.
Yeah, I love. He's legitimately a mad scientist, like both in
I
gimmick
don't
and
know.
how he just puts submissions together. It's crazy. I
It's
enjoy it so much.
I was gonna say him and El Hijo. I would be curious to see if they've ever had a match together. If they have, I want to watch. Because
Vikingo,
yeah, El Hijo de Vikingo. Yeah, it'd be just I maybe they have. I don't know. Like I said, I've only seen a little bit of Lucha Underground in the past few years, but you never know. They could have a match. I don't care about if there's a belt on. Like, just give them 20 minutes. Let them go. Shit.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm still waiting. Wasn't there an announcement recently that AEW signed Black Taurus?
I heard something about Black Taurus, but I don't know if it was about that. I heard something about Black Taurus.
Yeah, I heard something about that. So I'm just waiting for whenever. I mean, he's not going to be allowed to have that name. Hopefully, he can have that same character because that mask and outfit is just so cool.
I feel like Tony could pull some strings to get it, but
I can see him buying it.
I was gonna say he's like the kid with like a huge checkbook who can like do things.
I just think about like Modern Warfare 2 is just like I got a blank check and we're gonna spend every cent of it hunting Makarov.
Oh my god! Hello, campaign mode.
Before General Shepard betrayed us.
Spoiler alert. Because I don't think many people play this. Only certain people play the campaign. Everyone always just jumps the multiplayer right away.
I feel like that was like the last good quality Modern Warfare campaign.
You know what? I love when everyone's like, "This isn't wrestling talk."
Yes,
no,
it is.
Yeah, this is totally wrestling talk. No, I don't remember. Was it Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 when they had Rezanov? Was it 1? No, but you don't remember that though, right? When it was like I can't remember when it was. I was like playing those campaigns before, and I was just a dumb kid who was like, let's go through some stores and cause some historic bullshit. And then out of the blue, they were talking about like all this stuff, and then I saw a TikTok, and this was after I had finished the campaigns. Someone's like, "Did you know that in this storyline, this isn't real and this is real?" And I was like, "Get the hell out!" What? I didn't know that for the longest time until like I actually looked into like the past and thought about all these things, and I was like, "Whew, mind equals blown."
Wow.
I mean, I already knew about stuff being weird in the campaign, but then when you get everything broken down on the, you put on a whole table in front of you to like read about,
right?
You kind of shake yourself and go, "Oh, I would go play it again. I want to read these. I want to look at this over again. I'm scared." So it's.
I mean, going back to like the nostalgia of that. I mean, I appreciate, and this is me rolling it back to wrestling. The callback from Jericho's top rope bulldog. I feel like a lot of people I saw online thinking that was somewhat of a botch, like he was trying to do something else and then the move failed. But like, no, they even showed that in the package, and the commentary even addressed that was something he used to do a lot.
Yeah, I remember hearing them say that.
And the thing too is, once Aubrey Edwards popped the gloves on Aubrey Edwards, Jericho's personal referee, it seems, Atlantis Jr.'s his fingy started bleeding.
Oh, cancel the show.
And around that time, that's right. That was also when they announced the never before seen New Japan Pro Wrestling footage of Sting will be shown. While Jericho dams up the waters of Atlantis, and Atlantis Senior throws in the towel.
Did you see what that was released on Spotify about Sting? Mikey Ruckus released a package about Sting. I guess you could say like renditions, because it said Surfer Sting, Crow Era Sting, AEW Sting. It's cool.
Oh, that is.
It was a cool nod to like the career, is what I was gonna say.
Absolutely. And before we get to our usual segments, I am going to throw a whole new segment out there, just exclusive for this night.
What would Nick
anyone else
do?
uses it, we're letting them go.
What would Nick do?
I'm
oh my god,
executive decision right now.
We're going into 2 hours, aren't we?
Sting's best moments. Now, I think this is absolutely appropriate. Tail ending. We can talk career-wise overall, but in particular, my thought here is not just tonight, but just AEW Dynamite moments in general, or just AEW Sting moments. What are some of your favorite Sting moments?
I've got a weird one, only because this is going to be a hard throwback. Ready to Rumble. Do you remember that movie? It was bad, but it was entertaining.
It gave certain people title runs. And that's all we'll say.
Yeah, that's the short version. So skip. No, if I had to give an actual honest one, was the surprising moment when he actually showed up. I think it was like Survivor Series, like 2014 or something.
Yeah.
And like the screen went black and the crow noise hit, and whoever made his theme went off, and he hit Hunter with a few moves. I was like, dude, I don't know. The one thing that would be cool. I mean, it's not going to happen anymore, of course, but it would have been cool to see Sting versus Undertaker. That would have been cool.
One of the best what if moments in wrestling.
I mean, obviously, it's not going to happen anymore, but yeah. What do you think? What's on your plate of Sting?
Growing up, again, you know, I think I even mentioned this earlier. You know, we were a WCW family, and on top of that, I was a little Stinger growing up. 100%. I would be Sting for Halloween back when I was a little one.
Nice.
Little puppy Neek. So I think it's somewhere in one of my boxes of old things. I have that like old WCW like plastic Sting mask and like the little title belts and whatnot. And oh man, there's just so many iconic Sting memories I have, and a lot of them are associated with WCW. Like you said, that moment in WWE, I remember I got so crazy. I was so excited to see that. That was the talk of just all of my friends. We were just like, "This is actually happening! Can you believe it?" And then just going beyond that, you know, his run in TNA was awesome. I enjoyed when he added like a little bit of red and purple into his look. I thought that was fun. Joker Sting was a time. That's what I'll say. It was a time.
Yeah.
I think back to just 1996 and 97, though, this big, dark, brooding mystery man, basically just the Crow. You know, he's haunting the New World Order. He's haunting
I know.
Hogan, who betrayed him on one of the most integral nights of the company's history. And it's so sad to think about how many friends he's lost along the way because he's had such a long, illustrious career. I mean, think back to his start with Ultimate Warrior, you know, them like Power Team USA, you know, just teaming up and rising through the ranks, and just seeing like some guys he might not even have like relationships with anymore. Like maybe he still has something with Luger, but I hope to see a lot of legends coming out there for Revolution when Sting says his farewell.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. See, the one thing I know we should and shouldn't mention this kind of stuff, but I remember when they announced Sting's last match was going to be in 2024. Oh, the rumor mill went off so hard about how many people they wanted to have send him off, and one certain Billy Goldberg there was a name that was thrown in the hat. I was like, I don't know if we'd want to do that. Was it like a 5-minute match? Like the way I look at it is right now is like, if you think about it, I think our Dirt Sheet Radio, one of our boys posted about it. Is like if Sting was going to do it, he's going to do it on his terms. and he wanted to on a tag match, and of course he wanted to with like one of the best tag teams. Look who shows up is the Young Bucks. Sorry, executive vice presidents Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. We won't get canceled.
We lost the PLE.
Yeah, we lost the PLE. UFC 24. Damn it. No, but yeah, it's cool because it's like, Sting could have easily done a singles match, but it's like you said, he wants to go out on top or give someone a rub or something good. So it is gonna be pretty sweet to see how this turns out on exclusively on Sunday on pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. And 100% too, like you said, you don't have to necessarily lose the match to be putting someone over. I mean, we see countless times on AEW programming how just someone, and even just in wrestling in general now, because I think we're definitely approaching a boom period. And the fact that so many people can wrestle matches with legends and icons and popular stars and just get a rub from that alone and then just carry that onwards. We're establishing tons of different wrestlers in so many different ways.
You want to hear an actual? I don't know where I have it. I probably take a picture and put it in the group chat. And if you guys want to share it, you could. But somewhere in my stuff. So this is a 30-second-ish history lesson. Yes, it involves WCW. I'm not just talking out of my ass. So someone's like, "Shut the hell up!" No. So when I was younger, my uncle came around. And he's like talking to me. He's like, "What do you like for a birthday present?" I mentioned I was like probably being like 9 and 12. I'm gonna assume. This was like 2001, 2004, around there. And I was telling him, like, I like pro wrestling. I was like, telling him about that. He says to me, he's like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I showed him a picture. It was a picture of the WCW United States Championship. And I thought, I'll just tell him, can I get this? And that was the last time we talked for a bit. And then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, at my door, a package shows up. Open the box. It's a red cloth bag with the Alliance WCW logo on it. And I'm like, and I completely forgot I asked him for it. And opened up, and there's 3 plates, and it's got United States across it heavyweight championship. And I was like, holy shit! I know I have it somewhere in my room. I just gotta go dig for it.
Oh, you gotta find that. Yeah, the WCW titles were so cool. I always was a fan of course, big gold belt. Gotta love it.
Oh no, that thing is freaking gorgeous. No, there's no doubt about that one.
Honestly, that's probably my favorite wrestling championship of all time, bar none. I also really like the kind of beautiful simplicity associated with the design work on the television title.
Yeah, I honestly I liked a lot of their belts a little bit better because, like, what was it, like the 2002, just before they did the Invasion like pay-per-view, or not the Invasion pay-per-view, the Winner Takes All, pay-per-view
series 2001.
There you go.
By Puddle of Mud was the theme song.
Oh, I miss those. I miss the metal themes. That hyped you up even harder. I actually liked the WCW tag belts and the WWE. I liked the WCW cruiserweight belt better than the light heavyweight belt. Holy crap. That light heavyweight belt was ugly.
Honestly, WCW's cruiserweight division overall was so cool. And
well, look who you had.
Exactly. No, 100%. And this is why I get really frustrated whenever I see fans being like, well, why are they bringing in like these like nobody stars that we've never heard of? That's exactly what WCW did. They brought in some great cruiserweights and technicians and high flyers from Mexico, Japan, and even like throughout like different areas like Canada and the US. I mean, again, like they gave dark match time to Blitzkrieg, which is how he got signed, and Super Dragon.
Oh my god. No, if we're talking in regards to like belts and such, like in AEW, like all those belts are just, it's like they've basically over the years they've just taken them and redone them to make them look better. That's it.
Oh, absolutely. Chat, let us know what your favorite championship belts are.
I know he's not here to say this, so I'm going to say it for him. I know John's not a big fan of the side plates on the big one, big platinum. He's mentioned it a few times. I'm mentioning it for you now, John, because you're not here. You're busy doing things. So
side plates will be John's jobber of the night. I asked Caesar, who's your jobber of the night?
Oh, I'm only saying this because he lost control of things, but Paul Turner. That's well, because like by a certain point he wasn't doing certain counts. He was like, he reminded me that like that one friend at a party. He's like, guys, be careful, don't break things. And it's like, dude, yeah, guys, stop, be careful, guys. Yeah. Guys, if you don't stop. I'm gonna have to ask you.
Don't.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be a dickhead. Like, look at Aubrey when she's in the ring. She'll tell wrestlers to take a hike or piss off. All this shit.
Oh,
So
they
it's
get in
like
her face. She's pushing them.
you'll see it 2024. Aubrey Edwards, world champ. It's happening.
Let's go.
Get the t-shirts made now.
It. Ah,
It'll be Aubrey, Samoa Joe, and Swerve.
On my end, I'm gonna go right past that. On my end, we got. I was gonna say Paul Turner if you didn't, so I'm glad you did. I'm so happy that you did, Caesar. Thank you. So instead, I'm gonna say, and it pains me to say this because I love them all to death, but it's gonna be the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. I think that they just completely missed out on the opportunity. Three of the guys that you've been going after are literally right in the ring. They've already just had some grueling fights against the best friends and everyone.
No. Okay, I got one for you. Here's one because I know you, myself, John, and our other part of our crew have all mentioned this, but it's like, let's just say at Revolution's Darby and I was gonna say Nick Roddy Strong was like Roddy get into their match and somehow the Kingdom gets involved, and for some reason, let's just say the easy term, best friends can't show up. Do you see where I'm going with this one?
Yes.
Cue music and out comes, let's just say Daddy Ass by himself, but down at the ring, all the boys come out of the crowd and start shit kicking the UK, the Undisputed Kingdom. Huh?
There we go. I'm thinking that, or again, remember, Orange Cassidy has been assembling just a super group of people from, he's got New Japan, he's got whoever he's been wrestling, especially if he's been like a face up against another face for that international title. He's got a super group he's been preparing as well. We got some like Ishii in there. You got Okada in there, basically.
You know who's got put in there, right? Yeah, you're a huge fan of Bounty Hunter. We know that already.
Bounty Hunter.
No, I was gonna say
about Brian Keith.
You know who he needs to put in the faction, right? Renee Paquette. She'll be the muscle.
She's the one that gets all their hands in the center.
I just love when she does the promos with him and he's just like, yeah, sure, cool, okay, thanks. Just leaves.
Speaking of megastars like Renee, who is the megastar of the night?
You go first on this one.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. This is my ish. We had a lot of real great top stars throughout the show tonight, but I feel like of them all, I have to say Sting.
Yeah, that's the obvious answer. But like, if you had to pick somebody else, who would you say? Because I've got somebody too, but I want to see. Like, if you've got somebody,
it's not even just because it was his last night, but the fact that we had this moment and he just looked like an absolute boss, like we said earlier, like Chad
Final
Sting
boss.
coming back. So that was 100% the moment. But if not Sting, again, the other person that got me super duper hyped was Will Ospreay.
Get the hell! Oh, we have the same picks. What the?
There we go.
I wish we had a clip of him coming in through the curtain right now, but we don't have one ready.
It's okay. We'll have him over on the stage.
Dude, I'm glad they changed his Titantron. The first one just seemed too on the nose, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, here's a flag, here's his name. Cool. So
there we go.
Honestly, and I think I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. I hope he gets to keep the coats he wore throughout his New Japan career.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at this. That looks so cool.
That it's not actually dead, it's just on his shoulders.
But yeah, look at this. My guy, my megastar.
It's actually that's actually photoshopped. He's actually upside down. We just spun him around.
I love this. Okay, we go from like two like real huge stars. We got the star of just like the legend that is Sting, and then we also have the star of the guy that's honestly going to be taking AEW into the future.
So since you brought up a segment, topic, whatever, I'm going to throw it out there on the table because I know our fearless leader would love to say this for us, but I want to see what you are looking forward to going into Sunday. Okay. Favorite match you think is going to have you have the whole card besides the Sting match? Okay, let's the obvious one we know is going to be Sting. Everyone's excited for that one. Not a dry eye in the freaking house is going to happen. Everyone's going to be in tears. You say you're not in tears, you're lying to us.
In the world where we have put a temporary hold on Meat Madness, because there was a part of me that was genuinely
Oh,
looking forward to that, because
that
House
would have been
Brawls are fun.
funny.
They are in a multi-man match because they changed it to an all-star scramble match.
But
So
didn't they
now,
say the winner gets a title shot or something?
yeah, so now the winner gets a future world championship match. So they added another meat man in the Machine, Brian Cage, who, why was he not in there from the start?
Mm-hmm.
And they also got Jericho and Hook, and then we're going to have two qualifying matches coming up
You,
Friday and Saturday, I believe, to
you know
have
who
the
they
next.
should put in the match just for the ironic twist?
Hmm.
The Danhausen.
I would love that. I would
'Cause
dig
he is
that.
7. What did he say? He's 7'2", like 500 pounds. He
Oh yeah,
says.
well over 500 pounds,
Yeah,
as big as the blimp he wants, and hopefully Tony Khan set him up with the blimp.
I hope Tony Khan gave him a blimp that he can fly around the arena with a little control.
I know that John is yelling at us for not saying this, but Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita is going to tear the house down 100%.
No,
They're
I
both
knew.
going to
I
be
know
amazing.
John's gonna say that. But I was just gonna say, I'm like, we need to mention that one topic. I will agree that one was John. That it is gonna be like the fact that on an episode that we did where John's like, if Will Ospreay shows up tomorrow, he should go against one man only, and he mentions the Alpha. And then what happens like a week later? Hey, the Don Callis family is beat everybody and put against Fight of the family. And what the hell happens? You got Ospreay and Takeshita. Like,
Yeah,
I hope they get a good 20 minutes and just everyone
at
shuts the hell
least.
up for a bit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna 100% be my match of the night for sure. But another match is gonna be a banger. Honestly, there's two more bangers. 100% the two guys people doubt just because of their size. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong. That's gonna kill it.
I wouldn't say I doubt them for their size. I'd say like
I just
because
feel like
I've
a lot of
seen in the
people do.
past,
That's the thing.
yeah, in the past few years, my opinion on those kind of things has changed so much. Like it feels like you see a small guy, you think one of two things: either A, he's gonna do a lot of stupid flippy flips, or B, he's gonna be actually pretty solid like on the ground. And these two are in between almost, which is good.
No, absolutely. So I dig
Also,
that, and of course we got to mention the triple threat, the three-way dance for the world championship. Three-way dance if
mm-hmm.
they one of them gets eliminated and then they eliminate the other one. I'm talking triple threat triangle matches. WCW used to call it.
Ooh. So you're still sticking with the same opinion? Joe's going over.
Yes, going after everything. I still think Joe's going to go over there. And I'm sorry, I keep going back. I keep thinking about how great Ospreay and Takeshita is going to be.
Oh no, okay. First of all, yes, that's good. Or those three guys, I'm still saying Swerve, but anything can happen. Hopefully, it's an actual finish, not a oh no, we gotta wait till next pay per view. I hope they put the Takeshita and Osprey match middle of the show, because or not middle of the show, like the later half of the show. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the like late show,
Like this, like the second half of the second hour to like the first half of the third hour, if that makes any sense.
oh yeah, like
That's
honestly, like the All Star Scramble or maybe the international title will probably open the show. I'd say
I'm thinking the All Star Scramble. Give them like half an hour to 45 minutes.
because the thing too is entirely possible whoever wins that can somehow, some way get involved at the end of the night.
Oh no, please no. That would be because okay. Let's just say Cage wins. He could back up Swerve for a bit, but that'd be a good idea.
Swerve helps his boy out just so he has a backup plan in case things go south, and then you have the meat match of the Machine and Samoa Joe.
I could dig it. That'd be something to see.
That'd be fun.
Ooh, we've got an opinion in the chat. Let's see. You see
Oh,
this? We have an opinion. Imagine that, right? An opinion in a chat room. Holy hell!
Hangman eating the pin. Absolutely, David. I agree with you
Yeah,
100%.
whether it's Swerve or it's Joe, everyone's kind of in the same boat, unfortunately. Sorry, Hangman.
Oranges. I prefer
Whoa,
oranges
whoa,
100%.
are we discussing controversial topics here?
Yes. Not to get political, but I think oranges are superior to apples
I don't know.
in the taste department. In the taste department.
I mean, I'm a fan of orange juice and apple juice, so I'm pretty like mixed. No. I mean, I might start a riot here, but I'm a no pulp orange kind of guy.
There we go. Apples, if you add some caramel to the mix, that makes it much better on my end.
You ever
But
you ever try apple pancakes?
I have not. I gotta add that to the list.
Like My dad did before. Like he would just chop up like apples into small chunks and then throw them in the pancake batter and then make the pancakes like normal. Pretty good actually.
All right,
A
so we're
little
gonna be
bit of
making
crunch
some.
extra.
When we're off the air, we're gonna be making pancakes, and hopefully
We're-
you enjoy yourself some pancakes tomorrow morning if you are watching this and enjoying this show.
yeah. Make
Caesar,
your poop break longer.
I think it's time for us to start calling it quits, call it a night. Where can everyone find you though if they don't want to say goodnight to you?
They don't want to say goodnight to me? Oh
No,
god.
not right now. They want to keep following you. They want to keep watching whatever content you
Outside
got.
my
They want to
window.
know where to find you.
Can I get a pizza?
Outside.
Someone drop me a pizza.
Drop your address down below. I'll let people know
Only if my ex is watching. I got a story about that. I got a story for that, but we're not going to discuss it on stream because I'll get shot for that. You guys can catch me on the Monday episodes of the Raw podcast with Tyler and Eduardo, and then of course usually on Wednesday with the whole crew. But some of the crew are busy and some of the crew are here. Of course, it's me and Neek. Sometimes Gary and John and Richard as well are here hanging out. And if we do a watch along, maybe we'll see you guys on the Sunday watching the pay-per-view. Who knows? Hell, maybe we'll see someone get their head taken off on Sunday. No way to find out. And of course, Senor Neek, take it away.
All right, take it away. I'm gonna pop this one on here. If you ever put
I just saw that too.
I have not, but that does sound very intriguing, Dave.
But like, what kind of Pop-Tart would you put it on?
Do you butter it up after? Do you butter it up without putting it in the toaster? I am curious.
Are we still talking about butter?
I can't believe it's not butter. And if you can't believe this is not Dirty Radio, it absolutely is. Because let me tell you where you're going to find me. I'm going to.
Should I say the new catchphrase?
It's a new catchphrase. I don't even know. What
the one I put in the chat.
Say it.
Because everyone loved Dirt Sheet Radio. John, drop the logo.
John, find a way to drop it right now. But you'll find me on the Dirt Sheet Radio podcast, where I'm sure he'll drop that radio. It'll be out mostly on Thursday morning, so you can enjoy that on your commute. Or if it's not out in the morning, you'll definitely hear it when you're on your break. So check that out. But hey, there's also a whole weekend of doing that. And if you want to have some more, feel free to go back and listen to some of the old episodes. And on top of that, there's a whole lot of other Delphin shows we got. We had George Serrano on recently. Major Issues. It's another awesome podcast to go check out. And there's a lot of fun Delphin shows to look at. And in addition, your boy Neek right here is going to be on the Halo Mod Showcase. It should be in April, hopefully, potentially. Fingers crossed.
Are we talking like the actual game or the movie Halo?
It is going to be a mod showcase for the game. So we're going to be having all kinds of different modders.
I was going to throw a rock at you if you said the show.
Absolutely not. They decided, hey, let's have Chief take off his helmet, and for season 2, we'll have him take off the entire armor. No armor.
Okay, I got a question. If we're going to actually take one quick shot at Halo for a second, a good kind of shot. Did you ever play Halo with all the skulls turned on?
Yes, Lasso, absolutely.
Yeah, I was remember the name, but that's what I'm saying.
Legendary. I tried to skulls on. That is.
I had an old roommate when I had never played Lasso, and I was just learning how that stuff worked. He's like, "Hey, let's go play Halo." And I thought, sure, whatever. Let's just screw around, do the missions, have fun. Brings me in, and a whole bunch of shit pops up on my screen. I'm like, I've never played what Lasso was. And then I hear from his room, "Oh, dude, I turned on all the harder difficulty things," and I'm like, "You're an asshole."
Halo, man, with all the different skulls and whatnot, it makes it 20 million times harder.
But still fun.
Don't even play like Halo 2 on Legendary, period. That they didn't even bother balancing that. They're just like, let's tune it up a notch because people said Halo 1 on Legendary was too easy. It wasn't. But they at least decided, hey, that's Jackal snipers. Let's kill you in one shot.
Let's make everyone cry a few times.
Yeah, the only thing worse than Jackals is Jackals with sniper rifles on Legendary, on Outskirts. But if you know, you know. So so catch me on the Halo Mod Showcase, be representing Ruby of Blues Halo 2 Rebalanced, and I will also be doing some other Halo related content and possibly some Dungeons and Dragon based content coming soon. Absolutely, you know it. All right, but for myself, for Caesar, for yes, please, if anyone wants to play Baldur's Gate, you let me know. So for myself, Caesar, and for all of the boys with Dirt Sheet Radio, John, we got Richard, Gary, and everyone else in that giant, huge, humongo group chat we got. This has been another fantastic edition of the Dirt Sheet Radio AEW Dynamite recap. Thanks for joining us. And we will see you next time. Oi, oi.